The Legend of Zelda is weird. You might say it's just the classic tale of a farm boy saving the princess from the clutches of an evil wizard who wants to rule the world. Which it is. Just throw in reincarnations, split timelines, alternate realities, and lots of gimmicks, and you get this series. It's Kingdom Hearts, but fantasy. So apparently before everything, three gods named Who Cares Don't Give a Fuck and Lama Dama Humbala Bubbalo left behind a symbol of their power in the form of the Tri-Rito, holding the powers of power, wisdom, and courage. Yes, courage, the participation prize of magical virtues. Like, oh, you're not smart or powerful like the others, but oh, you tried so hard. Anyway, afterwards, an evil wizard tried to take all that power for himself, causing the princess, who's actually a reincarnation of another god, and a random farm boy to band together to stop him. Before the wizard died, he put a curse on all three of them, saying that they'll all be reincarnated time and time again, so that his evil will always come back. So basically, in almost every game you play as a different farm boy, rescuing a different princess from a different evil wizard from different points in time. Never mind the fact that their names are almost always Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf, and that they always look exactly the same even though those odds are basically impossible. Like, they're the exact same characters every time. Is this confusing to you? Now why would that be? You're acting as if this is the weirdest stuff in this franchise. It's not. In the actual games, you play as the farm boys who go on wonderful fantasy adventures. You know, when the story allows you to. The gameplay is a perfect match for the story, in that it's a constant loop of the same shit. Go to dungeon, beat enemies, get item, get confused on where the hell to go next, go to new dungeon, etc. It's like a race car track. You think you're moving forward, but you always end up back in the same spot. The only difference in gameplay across each game depends on what gimmick they decide to choose this time. Time travel, hugging the wall, shitty controls, masks. It's fantasy world rules. Anything can happen because it's fantasy. Wouldn't there be a need for certain rules to allow for actual tension in a story? Shush your tuchus, please. You sound like an English major. Now what about this farm boy you play as? His name is Link. Does he have a personality? Now why would a character ever need personality? He's one of those silent protagonists, so humanity is secondary to immersion. In a franchise that clearly wants us to focus on its story, wouldn't it make more sense to spend time giving the character's actual depth? He grunts, alright? That's all you'll ever need. I mean, we could make assumptions as to what he's like. Like if we consider the fact that he wears a skirt, grunts like an anime girl that went through puberty, and loves holding thick, long objects in his palms, we can assume that he's gay. In fact, you can make a lot of queer headcanons based on this series' characters. Zelda sometimes pretends to be a boy, Tingle definitely needs to come out of the closet, and Ganondorf is well, Ganondorf. But to be honest, series this fake and devoid of info rely on headcanons for actual story immersion. Speaking of story, let's talk about the split timelines. Yes, there's several different timelines to keep track of too. This is what happens when you try to bring logic to a story that never cared about logic. So basically, during a decisive battle between Pigman and Farm Boy Femboy, three different timelines got created. 1. Link dies when Ganon gets sealed away, only to obviously break out moments later to start the cycle again. 2. Link wins and gets sent back in time to relive his childhood, causing him to have a bunch of adventures as a little baby boy. 3. Link wins, but then the land becomes flooded. Also, everything looks like a cartoon now, because why the hell not? Is anything of what I just said set in stone? Obviously not. This is all just speculation, because when even official Nintendo created timelines get contradicted in the next game, you have no one you can truly trust. So as a quick summary, The Legend of Zelda is about the legend of Link as he goes through an endless cycle of defeating a giant pig. Did you get all that? Good. That was the simple stuff. Alright, real quick, which Triforce piece are real? I would say I have power, but that would mean one of you has wisdom, which is just a straight up lie.
So wisdom for Darky. I'll take courage, because I believe in the power of hope or friendship.
Yeah, you seem like the one to win the participation prize. So that leaves me with power? That doesn't seem right. I don't think you could snap a twig if you wanted to.
No, it doesn't have to mean physical power. It can be mental power, like you're strong-willed and determined.
Yes, that sounds like a pathetic enough description to fit Dan.
Yay, we agree on something.
I regret ever having created you.
Created? Wait, are you my dad?
Yeah, what are we exactly? Clones? Brothers? Cousins? Please stop talking. Don't make me create lore. Or are we just figments of your imagination because you're so lonely that you made us up to pretend that you have a social life at all, even though you clearly don't, see how you have a YouTube show making fun of video games?
Oh, what if we—
Shut up!